15 nasty things about old Hollywood actors. 1. Clark Gable's halitosis. Often considered the king of Hollywood, Clark Gable was known for having foul breath, which was allegedly caused by bad dental care and a strong smoking habit. His leading ladies frequently found it intolerable during kissing scenes. One such example is Vivien Leigh from Gone with the Wind. It was apparently Leigh's complaint that made love sequences difficult to film. 2. Joan Crawford's cruelty. Although Joan Crawford frequently exuded grace and charm in her on-screen presence, her personal life was much different. The autobiography Mommy, Dearest, written by her daughter Christina Crawford, describes her as a notoriously violent mother. Crawford was also renowned for being challenging to work with. Her demanding and occasionally despotic demeanor caused conflicts with directors and fellow actors. 3. Errol Flynn's scandals. Although he was well known for his daring parts in adventure movies, Errol Flynn had a scandal-filled private life. In 1942, Flynn faced charges of statutory R&P. Nevertheless, he was found not guilty. His wild parties, heavy drinking, and womanizing brought him a bad reputation in Hollywood, inspiring the phrase "in like Flynn" to be used to characterize his antics. 4. Judy Garland's abuse. Loved for her portrayal as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland suffered horrendous abuse during her career. MGM Studios had complete control over her life, and kept her under severe supervision by making her drink only black coffee, smoke cigarettes, and take medicines to stay underweight. Garland battled drug and mental health problems her entire life as a result of the studio's harsh management, which ultimately led to her untimely death at the age of 47. 5. Charlie Chaplin's predatory behavior. Despite having a much darker personal life, Charlie Chaplin, an early movie pioneer, was renowned for his brilliance as an actor and director. Chaplin frequently pursued and married ladies who were still in their teens, demonstrating his preference for far younger women. His marriage to 16-year-old Lita Gray, whom he wed at 35, was especially contentious and resulted in a dramatic divorce. 6. Marlon Brando's disrespect. One of the most important performers of the 20th century, Marlon Brando, was also infamous for his erratic and frequently impolite behavior on set. Brando's wild actions during the making of Mutiny on the Bounty caused production delays due to his conflicts with the director and crew. His complex legacy was further compounded by his notoriously tough working style, which was a result of his disdain for everyone on set. 7. Bette Davis and Joan Crawford's feud. The renowned conflict between Bette Davis and Joan Crawford is among the most notorious rivalries in Hollywood history. When filming Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, their mutual hate peaked. Crawford allegedly put weights in her pockets to make it more difficult for Davis to drag her in one scenario, while Davis allegedly kicked her in the head in another. Their rivalry was so strong that it overshadowed their accomplishments and came to define their professional lives. 8. Fatty Arbuckle's scandal. Silent movie actor Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle's career was ruined in 1921 by a scandal. Actress Virginia Ripe was allegedly at Pet and K.'d by Arbuckle during a party. Even though he was ultimately found not guilty after 3 trials, the controversy destroyed his reputation and all but wrecked his career, underscoring the damaging influence of public opinion and Hollywood rumors. 9. Mae West's censorship battles. Known for her daring sensuality and biting humor, Mae West regularly ran afoul of censors during her career. Her provocative acting and vulgar speech were frequently judged too offensive for the period, which resulted in multiple run-ins with Hollywood's rigid moral norms. Censorship ruined West's career, and she was frequently obliged to soften her performance in order to please the establishment. 10. Rita Hayworth's identity crisis. Hollywood put pressure on Rita Hayworth, one of the most beautiful stars of the 1940s, to significantly alter her appearance in order to meet the expectations of the business. Hayworth, whose real name was Margarita Carmen Cancino, had to endure excruciating electrolysis in order to elevate her hairline and take on a more Anglo-American appearance. She battled with the loss of her cultural background and sense of self as a result of this metamorphosis, even going so far as to claim, "They went and made me over, thus I was no longer Rita." 11. Humphrey Bogart's drinking. Despite being one of Hollywood's brightest performers, Humphrey Bogart struggled with alcoholism off-screen. His drinking frequently led to issues on the set, which harmed his rapport with directors and fellow actors. Bogart was a charming and talented man, but his drinking caused him to have many personal problems, including tumultuous marriages and health challenges, which ultimately contributed to his early day HEH at the age of 57. 12. Loretta Young's secret child. Actress Loretta Young, a devoted Catholic, was embroiled in a scandal after she and Clark Gable had a secret child. Young did everything possible to hide the fact that their daughter Judy Lewis had been born, even placing her in an institution before eventually adopting her. Lewis didn't learn the truth until she was an adult, and Young lived the rest of her life scarred by the scandal. 13. Montgomery Clift's self-destruction. Montgomery Clift was one of Hollywood's most talented actors, but his life was marred by self-destructive behavior. After a near-fatal car accident in 1956, Clift's life and career went into a downward spiral. He became addicted to alcohol and painkillers, and his once promising career was overshadowed by his personal demons. His tragic decline became a cautionary tale about the pressures of Hollywood. 14. Jean Harlow's unhappy life. Jean Harlow, the original blonde bombshell, was adored by millions, but led a life filled with unhappiness and tragedy. Her mother, known as Mother Jean, controlled every aspect of Harlow's life, including her finances and career choices. Harlow's personal life was equally troubled, with a string of failed marriages and relationships. She tragically passed away at the age of 26 from kidney failure, leaving behind a legacy of beauty but also sorrow. 15. Mickey Rooney's exploitative marriages. Mickey Rooney, one of the most famous child stars in Hollywood history, had a tumultuous personal life characterized by multiple short-lived marriages. Rooney was married 8 times, often to young actresses who were taken advantage of by the older star. His relationships were marked by infidelity and financial exploitation, leading to a reputation for being a womanizer who used his fame to manipulate others.